meeting to order at 2:31. If you all will please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Secretary will now call roll.
Today in attendance we have 6 officers, 5 SGA members, and 8 guests.
We will now review the minutes from our last meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Okay, the minutes will stand approved as read. I'm sorry, I went a little out of order. We'll review the agenda. Is everyone in agreement with the agenda for today? I'll let the minutes show that I did go out of order with that. Next, we will proceed with committee reports. I'll go first. Issues and concerns. We had a meeting last Wednesday. We had a really good turnout, and we discussed the issues that we're going to be tackling for this semester. And we started forming teams we narrowed down the list. We started off with like 13, and we narrowed it down to 4 issues that were priority for us as students, and we formed groups to tackle each issue separately. So the next meeting is going to be October 10th. And the meetings are going to be a checkpoint, pretty much, for the progress of solving these problems. Next, we'll hear from Madam Vice President from the Activities Committee.
Madam President, we had an activities meeting last week for the fashion show because we're trying to plan for a fashion show in November. And pretty much we discussed about the proposal and then the auditions that we're going to do. And we're trying to set up a meeting with all the departments that we're going to use for the show to see if we can all meet up on a particular day and kind of like deliberate, hash things out maybe, on what we need and what they can help us with. Then Fall Festival is on Thursday for Spring Lake, and we're going to need SGA members to attend that, or even our guests can help out. Then next week we have Fall Festival for main campus. We're going to need SGA members on the hour every hour because we have a lottery, a raffle on that day. So we need someone to man the table every hour. We need someone there every hour. Pretty much that's it for now.
Okay, thank you, Madam Vice President. Next, we'll hear from our treasurer about the budget.
Thank you, Madam President. The budget as it stands right now is at $55,000 with everything we've spent thus far.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Next, we'll hear from Madam Parliamentarian about the publicity committee.
Madam President, General Counsel, let me see. The first thing I kind of want to express my disappointment because when we prior to our last meeting, when we passed out the publicity sign-up sheets amongst the activities committee sign-up sheet and issues and concerns, I had a healthy amount of people sign up for my committee. It's greatly appreciated, but my problem comes when I email you and I don't get responses to things that I need, because I'm going to channel my inner Madam Vice President. If you're going to sign up for it, be involved with it. I remember I requested your schedule so I can get, you know, like a good look on how we can work with each other to try to clean up these bulletin boards and get our posters out. And Marcus was the only one who emailed me back. That presents itself as a problem because if you signed up for publicity, you need to, yeah, be involved. But other than that, just check your email. That goes for every legislator, not just people in my committee or any other committee. Check your email because that is our main source of communications, other than us talking face to face. So that's it.
Thank you, Madam Parliamentarian. Next we'll hear from Madam Sergeant at Arms about volunteer operations.
Thank you, Madam President. We haven't done any volunteering since the last part of September because we had so much going on. But we're planning to visit the Boys and Girls Club of Cumberland County, where we have to fill out a volunteer application. I'll be passing these around, and I need them by Friday, 5 o'clock if you want to go, so we can have a good idea and set that up for maybe next week. And that's all I have to say right now. I'll email everyone that signs up and fills an application out. I'll email you, letting you know when we're gonna go there and time, place we're gonna meet, everything. Thank you.
And as a point of clarification, Madam's point of information, Madam Sergeant at Arms said it's going to be Cumberland County, but it's actually, the form that you're filling out is actually for Spring Lake Boys and Girls Club, which is about 15 minutes away from here. So just bear that in mind if you're considering coming out for that volunteer opportunity. Next.
Has the date been set? Has the date been set that we're going, you know, what day it'll be?
No, not yet. Okay, next we will proceed with unfinished business. Today we are having our secretary elections. Mr. Marcus, if you'll stand and give you the platform.
Hello, everybody. Well, the reason why I'm running for this position is because, first off, it's a needed position, obviously. And also, I used to be secretary a couple of years ago, and I got the hang of the job. And pretty much, that's it as far as the reason why is based on my experience. So, if you think I'm good for the job, then vote for me.
Thank you. Actually, we'll just step outside while we vote. Okay. Now move this into an election. All in favor of Marcus as secretary, please raise your voting card, your green voting card. Do we have any opposition? Do we have any abstentions? Okay. Present before you your new secretary. And Marcus will be inducted next meeting. Okay. All right, so now we'll move into new business. If you are going to be inducted today, could you please stand? Can you just raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name.
I, Martin Russell,
Pledge to uphold
place uphold
the Student Government Association's Constitution
the Student Government Association Constitution
and bylaws
and bylaws
and act in the best interest
and act in the best interest
of students in Fayetteville Technical Community College.
of students in Federal Technical Community College.
All right, welcome, my team. All right. Is there any more new business to be brought to the floor?
Hi everybody doing? I'm Anthony Koger. I'm not part of any of the organizations or anything at school, but I am attempting to go to the RN program here. So one of my aspirations in life is to have my own HIV and AIDS awareness clinic that's free for our local area and other areas like Fayetteville that have a big demographic, but we don't have a very large, outlet for people in the area that can actually effectively go and get help. So me and a group of friends actually want to kick off and start, our own little group or whatever, and just be like a local type hands-on group. Not something where it's just, oh, here's the information, but it's not out there. So we want to, start on February 7th, this National Black HIV and AIDS Awareness Day, February 7th, Thursday. So we kind of want to use that day to throw an event, to start here at the school, to be able to raise funds, but at the same time, bring people in to get tested and do like donations or raffles, have speakers, have professionals, and have people that actually have it, that are comfortable enough to come out and talk or whatever, to get rid of the, the ignorance and the stigmatizations behind, HIV positive people or whatever. So I wanted to come to the meeting today to just, put the information out and be able to get the SGA's support and be able to bring this together in the proper channels or whatever that I need to do to bring this project to life. So just help me out or whatever. Should put my name and stuff on here, but I'll get with Madam President later on and I'll coordinate everything or whatever. So just want to bring it to attention.
Thank you so much. Is there any more new business to be brought to the floor? Okay, seeing as there's no more new business, we'll move into announcements. The first announcement is that SGA participation has not been far at all. We have the same people showing up for events over and over again, and they're not the only members of the SGA. So be aware that we are going to, there's a, if you look in your binder even, there's an attendance guideline. And so any members that have not been actively participating or we haven't seen for a while, they will be notified by the end of this week that they're on red alert. So be looking out for that email if you think you might be one of those people, or just come out, participate. That's one of the requirements of being an SGA member is participation. That's like the #1 requirement is participation. So if you find yourself not able to participate, or it's not, maybe SGA is not the right fit for you, that's fine, that's well and good. But you are going to be contacted about your attendance, and we'll follow up on that. You could technically be dismissed from the SGA if you're not participating. So just be aware of that, and keep your participation up. Come to the events, come to the meetings. So the next announcement is that, and I put this on Blackboard. The attire for general council meetings is business casual. That's the preferred attire. And the point of this, some people don't really see the point. The point is that that's N4C SGA protocol. When you go to N4C SGA, you have to dress up for the council meeting. So this is more in preparation so that when we do go to the conferences or when we go to division meetings, so you already know you can't come out there in jeans. You can't come in sandals and whatever you want to. You have to come, you need to come look business professional. It is a business meeting, so you should be business professional. The next announcement is that we are going to resume voter registration. We've been very slack with it. We haven't been doing it. We're going to pick that back up tomorrow at Fall Festival. We're going to, we'll have voter registration at Fall Festival on Spring Lake campus and at Main campus next week. And the deadline is October 12th, so we're going to be pretty aggressive about it. We need to get people registered to vote. you all know as an American citizen, that's like the #1 right there, that you can vote. You have a voice in the government. So we need to stress that. We need to be adamant about it, getting it out to students that voting is important, and if you're not registered to vote, you need to be. The last day is October 12th. The next announcement is that tomorrow is Fall Festival at Spring Lake. I'm going to pass around a sign-up sheet. If you're able to, if you're going to be in attendance, setup starts at 9 o'clock, and the actual event starts at 11, and it's going to be over at 1 o'clock. So we need to know today if you're going to be there. Again, if you sign up, show up. That's it. So the next announcement is that fall conference, the N4CSGA conference, is the 26th to the 28th. Those members that have already been invited and confirmed that they will be going to the conference, we are having a planning meeting this Friday at 12 o'clock. So please plan to be there. We're going to be talking about some of the contests that we're going to be entering. And there's a forum question out there that we're talking about putting in. So we need everyone there on Friday at 12. And those people that are going, you'll also be in an email this evening with the information that you need. The next announcement is that the SGA will be attending the City Council meeting, Fayetteville City Council meeting next Monday. We were going on the 24th, but there was an issue. It wasn't the right day for us to be there. I apologize. That was my misprinting or the wrong date that I put out. But next Monday is confirmed the date that we can come and observe and be there at the Fayetteville City Council meeting. And that's on Monday at 7 o'clock. And the dress code for that is also business casual, so plan to be dressed nicely if you're planning on going to that. Main Campus Fall Festival is going to be on Tuesday. There's a sign-up sheet for that as well going around. And that's a very huge event for SGA. Fall Festival and Spring Festival, they're a really big event, so we need people to come, support, and show up. Madam Vice President already stressed, we need people there every hour. The whole time we need people there. There can't be a gap of no one being there. There's a table that the SGA has. We're also having a raffle. We need people there to hold the table down. And the more people we have, you're going to be able to enjoy the festivities as well, because if there are people there holding the table, we can rotate. So please sign up and please show up. It's a good enough time that I'm sure you can donate at least 30 minutes to come and be there. If everyone here signed up for 30 minutes, then we'd be covered. So please do that and plan to be there and hold down the fort. And also, we have SGA shirts. If you don't have one, you're going to need that for main campus, so for the fall festival. So please get with Mr. D about your shirt if you don't have one already. And the next announcement is that we're putting together an MLK Day of Service, which is obviously in January. But this is a collaborative effort between Fayetteville Tech, Fayetteville State, and Methodist. So it's a really big project. It's a community project. And there's a planning meeting that's going to be taking place next Thursday at 5:30 in Bronco Square at the Office of Civic Engagement. I'm ill-prepared. I should have had a sign-up sheet for that. But there are coordinator positions, and I can give you the descriptions of those positions if you're interested. Please, y'all, this is a huge event. You can't sign up and decide at the last minute you don't want to do it, because you're representing Fayetteville Tech on a city level. It's not, it's in the school, nobody knows I didn't show. No, everybody's going to know. It's huge, and it reflects Fayetteville Tech in comparison to Fayetteville State, Methodist. We need to be a strong force out there. I don't want us to go out there and just like, they're community college, so that's why they don't have their stuff together. No, we need to come, and we need to come correct, and we need to have our stuff together, because we do have our stuff together. We just need to show up and do that. So if you're interested in that, please get with me. I have the information that you need for that. Like I said, the planning meeting is going to be next Thursday at 5:30. So if you're available for that and that's something that you're interested in, please get with me, and I'll give you the information that you need. And another announcement, it's not on your agenda, but Coach Rex actually has a volleyball set up. And on nice days, he kind of wants to advertise that there is a volleyball set available. So if you're available and it's a nice day, and you and a couple members, if you play volleyball, you know people that play volleyball, please come by and request the equipment so that you can put it out and people will see that we do have a volleyball set and that it's available to students if they want to play and do that. And there's also, I'm not sure what cornhole games are, but he said he's coming to those too. And just pretty much just advertise another point that Coach Rex wanted me to bring forward was that the student activities office is an office. We need to treat it as such. I know SGA is known for congregating in the office and, you know, doing what we do in there, but we need to move that conversation, that rowdyist, we need to move that into the game room. Because it is a place of business, and when they're trying to conduct this, it's kind of hard to decide, to see who needs help, who needs attention, when there's a bunch of people crowded around the desk and hooping and hopping, and it's not, you know, nobody can see what's going on and who needs help. They don't even know who to go to because, you know, everybody's just chilling. So we need to eliminate that, and that was all from Coach Rex. That's the end of announcements. I will now move this into advisory.
Thank you, Madam President. Most of you know me, Mr. Daniel, and more affectionately known as Mr. D. And my office is 102, straight over there across the hallway. And I just want to follow up a little bit about what Madam President said about this joint project with Methodist University and Fayetteville State University. This project is very much a student project. The advisor is about 5 to 6 advisors from the different schools, but we're just there to get things kind of put together, and then it's going to be turned over to the students. So it's going to be incumbent on the students to come up to identify which projects are going to be done, and there may be as many as 20 or 30 projects citywide. That's going to be your decision. We're not going to pick them. But to be able to carry out those kinds of projects and do it in a way that actually helps people, because that's what the day of service is about, helping people. We have to have 5 different committees that are charged with the different elements of planning. And so again, with having the 3 schools involved, there are going to be probably a total of 15 people that will be part of the bigger committee. And that's why it's important we have 5 people from Fayetteville Tech that will commit to doing it. And commitment's the big word. You're going to be representing this whole college. And so whomever is chosen, or volunteers and is chosen to fulfill those positions, the expectation is you go to the meetings. I don't know when they're going to call the meetings. That's going to be something that the committee of students will decide. But if you put your name forward, be sure that you're going to follow through. And I'm anticipating we will have 5 people from SGA that will be willing to do that. I hate to go back to them and say, okay, I'm sorry, I can't find them. Or to have to go outside SGA to find those student leaders. You might have heard a theme that's going to come in recurrent. It talks about commitment. I just want to tell you that commitment is probably one of the things that's going to mark you as a person for the rest of your life. Are you really willing to commit to anything? People who change things are committed. How many of you would say Martin Luther King Jr. was committed? And I think he was committed to the nth degree, and of course in the end it cost him his life, but look at what changes he made. What if he'd been one of those that had decided they're going to go on a march and says, man, it's going to be hot today, it's going to be 95 degrees, I think I'm going to stay here in the motel and watch. But that had Jerry Springer on back then. But anyway, I want to stay here and just kind of chill out. And you kind of get the picture that people that actually change things are committed people. And throughout your adult lives, you're going to be known by your level of commitment. You'll be known as a person when they call your name in a group of other people, and they'll say, yeah, I know John's going to be there. He said he's going to be there, and he will be there, or Jane, or whoever, whatever the name is called. I mean, that's all about your reputation. So I just want to encourage you, make your minds up now that anytime you say, yes, I will be there, or yes, I will do it, that you do it. Be a committed person. I mean, it reflects on who you are as a person. And you all know people who you can't trust to show up on time, or even show up at all if you're going to go out for a restaurant, or go to a movie, or go do anything. And so commitment is one of the most important things in life. It just really is. The other thing I want to kind of challenge you with a little bit is, I want SGA to raise your profile on campus. That you're out there, that and students know, when they see you, it's kind of what these shirts are all about, you know, that you come up with some way that, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily ask you to figure it every day, but people need to be able to recognize who you are, so that if they've got an issue, they can speak freely with you about it. We still need to make some plans to get SGA out into the buildings on a schedule where students can have an expectation there will be in Forest Assist building in the back lobby, you know, Monday and Wednesday of each week from 12 to 1 or whatever it might be. But you know what? If you're going to get out there and do that, it's going to take people with commitment that are committed to being there. But that's the one thing I think we really want SGA to work on is their profile on campus, have a higher profile. The last thing we want to talk about is proper protocol. In almost every organization, whether it's the military, it could be a civic organization, a church, Fatal Tech, any place like that, there's a chain of command. You have the leader up at the very top, and you know, the different levels. The leader doesn't know everything about the organization, I can promise you that. Dr. King is a smart man, is a good man. He doesn't know a lot about the details of everything that goes on campus. There's just too much to know. But there's a reason for having a chain of command. You try to handle issues and problems at the lowest levels. You try to handle issues and problems with subject matter experts. If somebody has a financial aid problem, they shouldn't go over there to the culinary department and talk with them about, right, because they don't know anything about financial aid. And likewise, you know, with other needs. So with SGA specifically, if you've got issues that students share with you, you know, it needs to be brought through the Issues and Concerns Committee. These officers need to know about it. And then in turn, if they need some assistance from me or further up the food chain, then I'll help them. I promise you that. I'll get them to the right person. But we have to observe proper protocol. To do otherwise, I mean, it'd be like, you know, a private saying, I'm going to go to speak to General so-and-so. Well, in the military, that just doesn't happen. It might happen once, and then that's going to be it. So just make sure that you work within the organization as legislators. Be out there, try to find out the real issues that students are having to deal with, what their problems are, and then filter it through the Issues and Concerns Committee and the officers. Because sometimes appearances are not quite accurate. And I just want to caution you about that when you're talking with other students. And I can tell you, having the unfortunate responsibility for reviewing over 800 academic suspensions over like a year and a half, I've investigated a lot of things with what students would say, and unfortunately I got involved with a lot of financial aid issues, a lot of financial aid suspensions as opposed to academic suspensions. And I would be told, students would say, they would give me 3 or 4 things that they said, yeah, this is like, it's factual basis. I start digging into it, and I'd find out that maybe 1 out of the 4 was really true. The other 3 were just spin because maybe they hadn't done what they needed to do when they were supposed to do it. So when I just give you a little bit of heads up, anytime students present issues to you, you know, try to get as many, you know, just ask a lot of questions, try to do the research in the same way maybe a detective would. Try to get down and get around to the real facts of the matter, not just hearsay, not just opinions, not just excuses. Because when you bring it to the SGA, into the Issues and Concerns Committee, you need to have as many facts together as you can. Because it's going to look kind of bad if, you know, everybody gets involved with an issue, and later on you find out that that really wasn't the way it was happening. Oh, you wasted time that you could really been spending on maybe some more bona fide issues or needs. So, protocol, let's just be sure we follow that. We're almost mid-semester, and had a lot of things going on, especially, you know, September was just really full. We've probably got, you know, a number more activities, and a few in October with the fall festivals. Lindsay Benner, a comedian, and then we're going to have I did get approval for a lecturer from London, England, to come and speak to us on October 26th, which is a Friday. And that's going to be at noon, so probably be sending that out on Blackboard. But this lady, Dr. Malika Malik, or Malik, she's a barrister or an attorney, and she's on the King's College faculty. She's a world-class scholar, and her area of expertise is in minority rights laws. So, I mean, she's a world-class kind of person that's going to be coming to Fayetteville Tech. So I'd encourage you to kind of put that on your calendar. I'm going to continue to look for those kinds of people, bring some people in from around the country, and have them sponsored here on Fayetteville Tech. If you did not get to see Mrs. Rojas and the mask, the gallery, they had it open for several days, all I can say is, you missed a real treat, because this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for people to see that kind of work. And, but I want to encourage each of you to do the best you can. Everybody's got different kinds of responsibilities. Somebody have children, somebody have jobs, and everybody's different. But when you're going to do anything, always do your best. Don't settle for halfway. Don't settle for no way. Do your very best. But it goes back to commitment. If you know that you are not going to be able to commit to doing something, just politely decline, or give somebody the reason why you can't do it. Because again, people will have more respect for you if you're straight up honest with them on that, as opposed to the other way. Because of the number of years I've been on the planet, I learned years ago when working in civic organizations and churches and things like that. If I'd ask them, "Are you going to be there?" "Oh yeah, I'll try to be there." Well, that's really code word. There's no way I'm going to even try to come. So don't be one of those people, okay? Just always do your best for yourself and for your college. And I think that's about it, man.
Thank you, Mr. D. Without objection, I adjourn this meeting at 3:05.
Yes, sir.